I don't know if you're aware, but today, one of our CEOs from the Golden Age, I'm sure you know the brother very well, Mr. Sean Combs, there was, it almost looked like the stormtroopers, you know. Um, his babies are in cuffs. They're only being detained at this moment. But as a parent, as a father, that's a nightmare for your babies to be placed in cuffs, even if it's for detainment. And we just wanted to know, what are your thoughts on what we are witnessing, especially today?
You know, I just posted something. I said the thing that stands out to me is everybody rushing to condemn them.
Mm,
And our culture, we got to stop doing that, man. We got to stop using this internet and social media to tear each other down. Now, granted, whatever he went through, I don't, I don't have knowledge of everything because every time you get something on the internet, it's second, third, fourth hand, or it might not even be true. But I do notice when a black man looks like he's being tore down, black people like to grab their popcorn and sit there and cheer it on. And I think, I don't think people really realize how the powers that be just sit in rooms and devise on how they're gonna um individually take us all out. I've always said that, they can make money with us and make millions, but once you have they don't mind making you a millionaire or even close to a billionaire. Although when people say billionaire, like when they say someone's a billionaire, it's not that doesn't mean that they have $1 billion cash or liquid, you
mm,
know. But it seems like they don't mind making a bunch of money with you. Once you start getting influenced,
mm,
once you start influencing these white kids out here, that's when you have to be stopped. And it seems
mm,
like they don't mind you having the money because if they're making a million, I mean, if you're making a million, then they're making 100 million. So they don't
mhm,
mind you making the money as long as you don't stay influential. Once you
mm,
get too influential, that's where they have to knock you down. No black man can go down in history because they control the stories that's going to be history. So they control the narrative that's going to turn into history years later. So
mm,
they control the history. And if they control the history, they're going to make it so no black man goes down great. You can go down rich, you can go down
mm,
with some money, but you will
mhm,
not go down being an influence. They will find some way to scathe your reputation,
mm,
to tarnish your name, to destroy your brand. They will do anything possible. And they don't mind if you have a little bit of money, just as long as the history book shows say, yeah, he's done a lot. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. He's made a lot of money. But check out this scandal.
mm,
And it's too obvious. All our top guys, all our amazing black men, and I'm not here to judge anybody for what they do. Um, that's for what the law is, but we also know that this law is very biased, very
mhm,
against us, and I don't have the stomach for it. Whatever Diddy did, him and God, he has to deal with that with God ultimately. As far as breaking laws, from my vantage point, from what I've seen, I haven't seen any laws broken so far. I've seen civil suit and him giving money in situations, but so far to this date, and even while they're going through his homes, I haven't heard of any laws broken. Now, that doesn't mean that laws weren't broken. Just I need somebody to tell me if a law was broke, if Diddy broke a law up until right now.
mhm.
I need to find that out because I don't see any. You know what I'm saying? Up until right now.
I think you're absolutely dead on. I don't think it's a coincidence that each and every mover and shaker and power broker of that era, of our era, of the golden age, has been chipped away. And it's always law enforcement. It's never sickness. It's never, it's always law enforcement that comes in, and the tearing down of the reputation. That's how it starts, um, not being allowed in certain rooms anymore, you know, almost as if they're painting you in a quarter to respond. you know, and we're only judged by our response, never by all the accolades and accomplishments, the hundreds of thousands of families that got fed. Because if you cut the head, the body is useless.
Oh, forget about it. And they know his head, no pun, he is big. His arms, his reach is vast. And it's not
Yes,
just Diddy. We can go in the history of black men, Muhammad
yes,
Ali,
Muhammad
you know,
Ali.
Mike Tyson, Michael
Yes,
Jackson, Kobe Bryant. We can go
Kobe.
on and on and on with great musicians, great athletes, great men. And
Right,
it's just, it's sad, and it's saddened that our own people don't realize that. Even if you feel a certain way
right.
about one of us, you don't have to go on the internet and let it be known.
Mm,
You know, we need to keep what's going on with us in house. Okay? Because they look at us and they're just laughing at us,
mm.
you know.
Um, I definitely agree with y'all both on that, but there's one point I want to make, for the world, and it's almost shaking to the bone when I think about it, but I can't ignore it. So you remember the movies that we used to see when you make a deal with the devil?
Absolutely.
And when you make a deal with the devil, you're going to get, what he promises you, but there's always something more to it that is a part of it that he don't tell you. He never tells you you're down for it. Tells you you get rich, you get famous, you get this, you get that, but then totally in the end you fall apart, you get taken apart, whatever. It's nothing almost that is done in the dark that will not be eventually exposed by the light.
Right.
And I'm not here to judge no one because we have all, and this is where I say this gets shaking to the bone. We have all fell short of the glory of God, and we all should be trembling for our own salvation.
Mm.
So, whatever's happening to him is an example that is happened to any human being, any of God's children that have stepped out into that dark realm and have fell into sin and have fell into the hands of Satan. And it's a very trembling thing because we all need to work out our salvation. I feel sorry for that brother and I hope that God guides him to what he needs to get guided to. But this is just an example for all of us. We all need to give our life over to him and live the correct way because eventually it's all going to get exposed eventually.
And I think that, with the thing is, the internet, when you look at everything now, the internet is really what a lot of the information the police are going by. You
Mhm.
know, they most of their information now comes from the internet. And, you know, it's to the point now where psychics can even uh predict when shit's gonna happen. Or are they psychic or are they been working with the police the whole time? With the internet, you just never know. You know, this thing is so full of smoke and mirrors and tricks and false narratives, that it's dangerous. It's getting, by the month, it's getting dangerous.